Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about importing models in Python. Yeah, importing models in Python. So the models we are talking about here is the system models, which is SYS models in Python. So I'm just gonna go to, because we're actually doing tax 100, right? I think stuff like that, right? So we are writing a script that is going to import models. Actually, models have various features and abilities that we can work with, and so and the project we are going over to solve Python system models. I think that should be tax. Let me scroll and check which tax is that. I'm still almost getting there. So after the linked list, which is the longest. Okay, so we have it here. Okay, so we have write a Python script that prints exactly, and that piece of art is useful. Then dash Dora Kappa or Copa, comma, then 2015 10 19, followed by a new line which automatically fixed by that. So use the function write from the system models. So we are importing a system models, then we are going to use the function write. You are not allowed to use prints, so this is what we always use. So this time around they don't want us to use this, but they want us to use a models. So I'm going to explain the system models to some certain extent because they have many features inside these models. Then your script should print to std error, stderr. So actually I will explain the stderr for you so we know what we have there. Then your script should exit with a status code of 1. So we are going to do all this stuff in this project, but actually before we go into this, I said that the proper aim of this is for us to learn, to have a very good clear understanding of what we are actually doing. So which is very important. So we're gonna start without wasting much time. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I want to introduce to all of us the system models. That's what I want to introduce. Now, what's the function of the system models? It provides various functions and variables that are used to manipulate different parts of Python runtime environment. So I'll go again. It provides various functions and variables that are used to manipulate different parts of Python runtime environment. So that's a very basic definition you can have for that. So you can use it to manipulate part of the Python's runtime and part of the environment, some internal system structures, which is very important here. So the first thing, before using the model, you need to import that models to your Python script, which is very important. So the SYS, which is this, you import it through using the import, then the model, import then the name of the model, which is SYS. So to import it, so we have input and output of SIS. So the only one we are using here is the STDERR. Although we have STDIN and we have STDOUT, that is standard output and standard input, and we also have the standard error. So and we have an exit code. So that's what this is. So we are going to start with this thing, the standard inputs, which is very important. So for the standard input, I'm going to open my terminal. So open terminal as usual. I'm going to navigate inside the particular area where I'm working. So I'm going to say cd then I'm going to put desktop like that, then ALX stuff like that, then I'm going to CD to 0x0 Python hello world, and we are there. So I can clear the screen now. So we are in the environment evil list. You see, this is what we have here for the previous project we have done. So I'm going to create another project. So I'm just going over to look at the name again so I know what we are doing. So I'm going to check the name of the file we are working with, so I'm going to create that file right away. So it's known as 100writes.py, like this. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm coming over here. So I'm going to paste that here, but before I paste that, I need to I need to touch it. So later I'm going to VI into it, so I just touch it to create an empty file, so we know that there's nothing inside. So if you see, we have this over here, which is 100writes.py. Then I'm going to change this thing. So I'm going to say change mode, to change the mode to be executable, so I'll be able to execute the file. So I'll just put 100 and tap, there we have it, and that is all. So you can see we have it here with a mode change. So I can clear the screen now, so I'm sure you guys can see this a bit better. Okay, so we go over to the import system, so which I'm trying to introduce to us to import modules in Python. So I'm just gonna VI inside the import modules like that, sorry, to the file we just created. So I just put 100 there, and we are inside the file. So it's just an empty file, actually there's nothing inside it. So the first thing is I am going to put my Python, will I call it header or what, but I'm just going to put some stuff there. We have been doing this right from the beginning. So exclamation mark, then slash, then we have USR slash bin, then slash, Python 3, okay. So let me save that. Oh shit. Like that. Okay. So I will still open that again because I'm not done with what I was actually doing. So I want to introduce, so to start something like this, the first thing you do is you're going to import, sorry, I not spelled that well. I'm going to import the modules, which is the first thing. So the name of the module is SYS. So I'm just gonna put SYS there, stands for system. So I've imported the system modules, and the first thing we're gonna be testing it with is what's print. I just want to print something out like this, so you see what we have there. So we have SYS, then dot version. So let me check the version of my runtime. So just like that. So if I go and run this, so I just going to put dot slash then 100 write.py. So you can see it has given us some stuff there. These are runtime version 3.10.6, the dates that it was created, then other informations from Google and maybe where you can get it or stuff like that. So this is the version. So this is one of the information. Return a string that contains version of Python interpreter. So this is the interpreter I'm using. This is the interpreter actually that I'm using. Clang, that's the name of the interpreter. So it might be GCC or stuff like that. So that is that for the interpreter. Now let us talk about the input and output of SYS, which is another thing we need to know again in this course. So I am just gonna navigate back to where I was working. I'm gonna get rid of this and okay. So let's talk about the STDIN, which means standard input. So the SYS models provide variables for better control over input or output. We can even redirect the input or output to other devices, which is very important feature of this importation of SYS modules. And the first one we have there is the standard input, which is STDIN, which I've just put here on the screen. So let's have a basic knowledge of the standard input. It can be used to get input from the command line. So you can see this. So it's used to get input from the what? Command line. The command line in particular. So if for instance I want to write a very simple what would I call a very simple program that receives input from the command line and gives an answer or stuff like that, we can do it with the standard input. So it automatically adds the input method, which we always use. It also adds a new line after each sentence. So you know that the input method is used for input, receiving input from users. So we're gonna go ahead and do some stuff there. So for the standard input, let's assume we want to create a simple project that receives the user's input and tell you what you have typed there on the terminal. We can do that. Or want to create a simple project that adds or give you the square of your whatever number you have input there on your this. We can do it with the input system and the STDIN. So let's go ahead and do that. So for instance, I've done that. Now I want to put a for loop now. So the for loop here, we have for. So I'm going to use for in. So I'm going to explain what this line of code is about. STDIN. So just like this, then like that. Now this line of code says that I want you to loop through whatever information I have received from this sys.stdn. Then I want you to, whatever we have here, I want you to store it inside another variable called line. So instead of us using sys stddin, we'll be making use of lin, more of these, the lin inside the for loop instead of this. So I hope you get the concept. So it's just a loop. You are looping through stuff, just a for loop there. So now automatically I hit enter and it creates an indentation. So there is a space that exists. There's a space that exists from this point to where that my cursor is. So in there I need to write a function or a statement or a conditions that will exit the loop. If not, the loop keeps running except I press Ctrl D to terminate my loop. I don't want to do that. I just want a simple query that I'm going to pass that is going to end that statement. So if I just say if, then I click on quit, QUIT, like, sorry, not that. Let me just put end. If I click on end, or if I typed end on my terminal, I want something to happen, so I'm just going to put equals to I'll store that in my line. So this instead of me using system.stdin, I'm using line instead. So line dot, then I put r strip like this, r strip, then I'm going to put this inside like that, and I'm going to put that. So if whatever I have command I pass, because this stores the command in the terminal. So if I write boy, whatever I write will be stored in this line of code. So I just got line.r strip, then in parentheses. So if whatever that is in this terminal is the same to what we have here, if we have end here and we have end here, then I want something to happen. And what is that thing I want to happen? I want you to break out of the loop. I want you to break out of the loop. Yeah. So I want you to break out of the loop. And after breaking out of the loop, then nothing should be executed again. So that's, I've ended that. Now I am outside of the if statement, because where my cursor is the same line with the if statement we have here. So if anything will be inside this if statement, it should be before the if statement. So you can see, so for here contains all of the code we have here. Any other code that will be on the same line with this for loop is not inside the loop anymore. It is outside that loop. So if is inside the for statement, this break is also inside the for, so they will keep on adding indentation like that. So now I want to print. Now if this loop is true and this condition here is not met, we did not encounter any end on this part, we want some things to happen. I want it to be printing. I want to print, then what do I want to print? I want it to print let me use an F string so I'll know what I'm printing out. Okay, let me put the square. The square is, so let me try to look for something creative to do there. So okay, so the square, I'll end that there. So inside it I'm going to put a curly braces that I am going to store all the important information there. So I'm going inside it and I'm going to put line, then times or raised to the power of 2, just like this. So actually if this is not a number, it's going to return whatever you have input there, then it's going to put this star then 2. But if it's actually a number, I think it's going to give you the complete output. So I'm just guessing that actually I don't know how the output is going to look like. So now I am going to print exit if these things break. That means this condition breaks, then it's going to go out of this for and print something else. So we should take note that the indentation in Python really matters a lot. So I can put exit like this. So this one I'm just printing exit on the screen. Oh, I'm used to semicolon, sorry for that. So I'm just going to put WQ there to quit. So let's go over and run this code and see how it goes. So now it's asking me to insert something there, so I'm just going to put 5 there and I'm going to hit enter. Okay, there is an error. Let me see. Okay, strip, R strip, I made a mistake with the spelling, so let me go and rectify that. Okay, yeah, so there's nothing like R strip here, so I'm STRIP, that's what I supposed to spell, like that. So I'll go and execute it again. So 5. Okay, so let me see this. Unsupported operation type, or POW. Okay, let me try POW. POW stands for power, but I need to import another module, which is a math module, So instead of putting this raised to the power 2, let me change that to line times line, so like that. So I'm going to run that again to see if that works. 5. Okay, so I think they're telling me that I cannot multiply anything here. Why? Okay, let me make things simple. You type line, so let me remove that. You type line because I don't want to import another modules, which is math modules, on it. So let me go ahead and see if that works. Okay, so you can see I have you typed oh, that's not how to spell you. Let me quit. So yes, you QUIT based on that, and QUIT quit. Okay, I don't know if that works, but let me run that again to see if it works. So let me go up and check what I've spelled there, because okay, I typed end, not quit. It's end, so end, you end the code. So instead of putting U2 here, I'm gonna change that to replace with Y. Okay, replace with O, insert, then U, like that. You type line. So I'm just gonna escape that, then I'm gonna write this. So let's try that again. So I'm gonna put wisdom, like that. So you say you type wisdom, hello, like that, and you type hello. What is your name? Like that. So I'm gonna hit enter. You see what is your name has been printed on the screen. So let me try to be let me try the end supposed to end this, and you can see it said exit, then it went out of the loop. So I've escaped that with the if statement, or the condition I've given it. So if it sees end there on my statement, it exits that. So what do I say? I run that again and I type let me say end game. Okay, sorry, end game. Okay, end game. I thought that it's gonna change whatever I put there. So actually this worked fine, so I'm just gonna put end there to end that. So I clear this. So you want to make it more complicated. Maybe you want to be calculating 2 numbers there, you can go ahead and okay, let me see if let me import the modules, import maths. So I am importing another this thing that I want to use, maths. I don't know if I spelled this correctly. maths. So I just pray I should spell the correct thing. So inside here we have maths dot okay, let me remove this. Maths dot the power of the line I've typed, so POW. So let me put the line inside. Or let me put square root SQRT. So the square root of line. So just like that. So let me see if this works. So if I put I run that again. Oh, let me see where the error is coming from. Import maths. I don't think I get that right. So I'm just doing this so we get the whole concept of this stuff here. So we are going to do that again. Okay, I think this work. So let me put 25. Okay, type error, must be real number, not string. Okay, let me see on line 7. So I think maybe the line is a string. So I'm gonna change that. So this is just the whole concept we have here. Don't really get much, but this is just the whole concept. So I am just going to get rid of this. Okay, because I don't want to make this video way longer than this one. So now that's for the std in. I type in stuff from the command. Then when we talk about the STDOut, this is a built-in file subject. So we have STDOut, just like this, a built-in file object that is the main purpose is just to print out stuff, display output on the screen. Even if print out function is called, the system still make use of the std output to. Now I said again, I will still repeat this again, that even the print statement we use make use of the system function, which is the std output, to give output to the file. So, and how can we make use of that? Is a way simple to make use of that. Is just the import system. Then after your import sys, then you can just put sys like this, then dot the name of what you are importing, std out. So we want to make use of these modules, which is STDOut. We have imported on our program. So we are going to write the WRITE to the screen, because the standard output depends on the right, I call it a method or a function, whichever one. Just one of the properties. So inside it, I'm just going to put wisdom there. Wisdom, Isaac, something like that, right? So just simple stuff like this. Then I'm gonna write it there, and I'm gonna execute that. So you see we have wisdom, then Isaac. Now you should take note of this, that this doesn't add a new line to our script, it just printed it out straightforward like that without adding a new line there to our script. So I'm still gonna run this, then I'm just gonna add a new line myself. So I'm just gonna put I think backslash then n, sorry, insert backslash then n like this. So I am going to run that to see if a new line is added. So you can see it has put print out the wisdom Isaac, then we have a new line added there too. So that is for the distance. Now what we have here for this our project is the STDERR. So this is the main purpose of this lecture. So actually, whenever an exception occurs in Python, it is written in the sys.stderr modules. So it's just used to print out errors known as standard error or exceptions on your screen, not actually meant for printing out stuff like that. So it's just simple. So just go ahead and do that. I'll open this, so I'll get rid of what we have done here, then I'll start a new this thing. So as usual, you call your sys, then you put a dot to concatenate it with std then out like that. STDOut. So now sorry, I think we have done that. So instead of STDOut, you are doing STDERR. Yeah, that's for the standard error. Then write like this, then we put this to our on the screen, so just like this. Now I'm gonna paste what we're asked to paste there. I'm just thinking whether I've copied that. So actually I've not done that, so I need to go back to copy that. So I'll just go ahead to where our code is. So actually this standard output and standard error works the same way. I think there should be a little difference, but it's fine. So I'm just going to scroll to that place so that I'll get the real stuff we are using for our project. So this is not the one. So this is, so I'm just going to copy this and drop it here, then copy. Okay, just copy that, and that piece of art is useful, followed by a new line. So I tell you that write does not add a new line, only print adds a new line. So I'm going to put the then that piece of act, then I've inserted that. Now the next thing is I'm coming over here to add a new line, because they say followed by a new line /n, just like that. I'm going to escape that. So that's for this thing, the first thing we were asked to do. Now what else are you going to do? Use the write function from the system modules. Yeah, we have done that. We're not allowed to use prints. Yeah, we have done that. Your script should print to stderr. We have done that. Your script should exit with the status code of 1. So we are going to exit. Now exit is another function that we can find also in the module of standard error. It's one of the function we can find there. So I'm just going to come over here, then I am going to put the code we have there. I'll type in sys dot, then so we have sys dot exit, then I'm going to put stuff there. So this is one of the function we can also use directly from the sys models. So you can come over here. They say the error code should be 1, so I'm just going to put 1 there, and that settles it like that. So if I go over to run this, I am going to clear the screen. So I'll just follow the procedure here. So they say we should run this by using this, then we have this, then we should do echo $, then a question mark. Okay, so that is all. So I'm just gonna go ahead to do that. The first thing is running the code. So let's run the code like that. So, and that piece of act is useful. Then after that, I'll paste the echo question mark, and we get 1 as our exit code. You can see that. So you can also test the next one we have there to see if we are on the right track. So I'll just copy this. Sorry, I'll copy that and go back to this place and paste that here. So right then to okay, so we execute the answer, then we put it inside a file called Q, like that. So when we cut to check Q, what is inside Q, we still have the same thing inside there. So you can see that that is that for this project. So I hope you guys enjoy. Please make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, then share, and God bless you.